Hey folks, I got this hot tub sonic cleaner from Hornady. I got this about 2 months ago. I bought it, got it off Amazon. Actually, no, Midway USA. Midway USA had a sale on them and they were about 150 bucks off. So got a pretty good deal on it. And it has been awesome. This is the first ultrasonic cleaner I've used, or that I've owned, I've used, whatever. And I'm very, very happy with it so far. It holds 9 liters, which is, I think, around 2.3 gallons. It's long enough that you can put a full AR upper receiver in it. And it has these cords right here, these suspension cords, and you fit these down in the tank. There's a couple spots right here. You put these in and it suspends your rifle off the bottom, so it kind of maximizes the ultrasonic cleaning of it. It has this parts bin, has this basket. I put my brass in here. I like put the brass in here to clean. Works pretty well. You can also put gun parts. It's awesome for strip your pistols, put them in here, or bolts, whatever. And actually, you know, I take back, I said I put my ammo cases in here. That's incorrect. I put them in here. The reason I do this, and you can't use both at the same time, is a lot of times I'll just leave the gun cleaning solution in here. You don't have to change it out every time. You leave it in here until it's dirty. So instead of emptying it out each time I want to clean cartridges, I put the cartridge cleaner in here and put the cartridges in here, and I can clean without removing the solution that's in there for the gun. And it is 2 different solutions. Here's a cartridge case cleaner, and here is a gun parts cleaner. And you don't want to mix them because one is for brass and the other one is not, and you don't want to mix them. So, and here's a little parts dryer, or case dryer, parts, whichever you get done with it. You set it in here, mix it about, and let the water drain out. And then there's also, you can let it dry on this part. This section here comes off to reveal the tank. This slides out to give you more access to the tank. And let me turn this and show you. Here's what the bottom of it looks like. I have no solution in here right now. Here is a little lever, and here's a hose. I have this hose connected to a bucket below, and when you open it, the water drains out, which is really cool. So you don't have to pick this up and try to move it and slosh around and whatever else. Works out really awesome. Let's see, it has a built-in timer. It has temperature. You can set the temperature depending on, you know, what you're cleaning. With guns, I like to leave it around 110 degrees. I know some people might go up to 130, but I don't know. 110 is warm enough for my purposes. There's an on-off button. Function. There's the heater button. For function, you can degas the solution. It's supposed to help it clean better. I don't know that much about it, if it actually, what kind of effect it has on it, but it is supposed to help it clean better. It has 4 industrial grade ultrasonic transducers. So it distributes the ultrasonic vibrations, whatever you want to call them. It distributes them evenly throughout 4 transducers. A lot of these only have 1 or 2. So as you get further from the transducers, the vibrations would get lower, less effective. But with this one, having 4, evenly distributes them. Distilled water. Couldn't think of the word I was looking for. I get my distilled water from my dehumidifier in my basement. Plenty of it. I like to keep it a little bit below max, which is a little bit less than 2 gallons. I usually, it doesn't have to be exact, I usually do 3 capfuls. And for the temperature, I'm going to actually set it 113. It does take a while for this heater to start working. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording at this point. Actually, before I do, let me tell you a few other things about it. I have used this to clean rifles and bolts, AR bolts. I've used it to clean pistols, and I will say that it cleans outstanding. I absolutely love it. One of the things I found, with the bore, you'll still need to punch the bore a little bit when you get done. I've found, actually, I like to punch the bore before I use this. So punch the bore with the scrubber, with the wire brush, get all that stuff removed, and then clean this, and you'll get really good results. But I have found in general, when I put stuff in here, and I'll usually let it go for about 20 minutes in here for a firearm, and it works, I mean, really, really, really good. There's hardly anything left on here when I get done cleaning. I mean, it's just outstanding. I really, really like it. Big fan of this. This cuts your cleaning time down immeasurably. In fact, this cleans so well, when I pull the firearm out, I'm really not even cleaning it as I am getting the water off it. The thing you'll have to do, you need to get the water off it, get it completely dry, and then once it's dry, lube it. I actually found one quick way. I usually wipe it down with like a paper towel and then spray it with like some of this corrosion inhibitor. This actually displaces moisture and water. So spray it down with this, and you'll have no issues. As far as cartridges, this thing, it's really awesome. I've never had cartridges as clean as what I get from this. These here are some cases I've cleaned with this, and they are shiny. The primer pockets are awesome. It's kind of hard for you to see down. Let me grab. Here's some rifle cases. It's really, really, really clean. My previous method was to let it sit for an hour in baking soda. Or excuse me, I used vinegar first. Let it sit for an hour in vinegar, then let it sit for an hour in baking soda, and then half an hour in just water, and clean it off, rinse it off. And I think that worked really well, but this cleans extremely well. Now, I have read a few things online. This isn't going to, you know, it's probably not going to make it like really super shiny. That's not the intent. It's not to make it highly polished. You'll have to use polisher for that. This is to make it clean, and clean it does. It makes it extremely clean. As it's heating up, a couple other things to keep in mind. You're not going to want to put wood in here. I mean, and that is kind of, should be common sense, I would hope. You don't put wood in water. So, you know, for bolt action rifles or rifles with wood, you want to take that wood furniture off before you put it in here. Plastic is generally fine. Some of the stuff that's dipped or painted, you want to not put in here. You have to be careful of that. Also, some of the countries that use paint on their rifles, like on their bolts, like you see this AR bolt right here, the paint actually came off it. I'm not really that worried about it. Not a big deal for me for this, but you know, if you have paint on a barrel or anything like that, you probably don't want to put it in here. It cleans very well. I would be careful of pretty much everything that is on the surface of the firearm. If it's impregnated into the metal, it should be fine, but anything that's just on the surface, you want to be careful of. Alright folks, so it's nice and warm. You'll see the red light is on right here, which shows that it is up to the temperature I have set it at. So, I have my Beretta M9. I am going to dump it in there, and they recommend, since this is the first time I'm using this particular solution, that you degas it. So press the degas button, and set the timer for 20 minutes and click on. And it's not very loud either. You'll hear a little bit of noise. If you're in this room, you can hear it. If you're not in this room, you can't hear it. Now, I've read that with some of these subsonic cleaners, or the sonic cleaners, that you can hear them from other rooms in your house. They're pretty loud. So this one is not. The 20 minutes is done. So we're going to pull the parts out. Let it drain a little bit. And it tells you the first thing you need to do after you pull it out is to rinse everything off. So I'm going to do that. So that's it. It's as simple as that. Once it dries, and I'm gonna as soon as I shut off the camera, I'm gonna take a little rag, help it dry off a little bit, and then let it sit like that for a while. Then I'm gonna get all the moisture off it, punch the bore, clean it, then put some good protectant on there, CLP or whatever you use, and that's it. I am done cleaning my Beretta, and I should have showed you cleaning it on film just to show you how clean it was, but I didn't do that. What I did do, I can show you what I used to clean it. Alright, these here are the patches. This is from cleaning the barrel. So this one here is probably the worst one, and this is after shooting about a box of ammo, just one box, but it took me about eight patches to get it clean. Now for the rest of the gun, this is how many cotton swabs it took. This one here was pretty dirty. I don't remember what I cleaned with this. I think the chamber area, if I remember correctly, on the slide. And then here's the other ones. These were actually mostly just used to put lubrication on the pistol. But that's it. Just that handful of patches and these 3 cotton swabs. Now you know that if I wouldn't have used the ultrasonic cleaner, it would have taken a lot more than this. It probably would have taken a whole bag of them, probably about 50 of them. So it does clean really well. Now one thing to keep in mind, this cleans probably better than just about any other method. In fact, it cleans a little bit too good. And what I mean by that, when you pull it out, once you dry it off, the metal is going to be bare. There is not going to be any type of protectant on here. Any CLP, anything that you had on prior to using this, it's going to be gone. So your gun is going to be completely dry. So it's going to be very important to make sure that you lube it very, very well when you get done. Here's the box it comes in. Now this retails for 500 bucks. Excuse me, the MSRP on this is 500 bucks. They have it at Midway USA right now on clearance for $437. There's 4 of them left as I just looked. Now I got this on sale from Midway USA for $356, which is almost 150 bucks off. So that's a pretty sweet deal.